So here we are Thursday night, and you may be asking yourself, what happened to Wednesday night? Well, actually, we were at a big team dinner last night, and we couldn't do the call. Christy and I were together, but we were going to save it all up and do the accountability call tonight. And again, that's part of this whole process is there's an element of discipline to what we do, but it's not rigid. You know, sometimes you have to be flexible because of an event, and we were flexible last night, and so we're going to kind of do a double whammy tonight. But first of all, I need to make sure that the lovely, wonderful, very smashing, lovely, great Miss Texas, you'd be younger than that, Miss Texas 2010, fast track promoter to regional consultant, Christy Taylor, are you there?
I am here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, you know, what can I say? I'm just kind of friendly like that. I do have to apologize, though. I am a little bit under the weather, so but I do have my little bit of medicine here. And, of course, to an Englishman, medicine is a nice hot cup of tea, which you did suggest. I know you suggested that earlier, and I've done it. So here it is. Hold on. Oh, lovely cup of tea. Nothing like a nice cup of tea. Sorts everything out. Everything's okay after a cup of tea. Anyway, excuse me. Okay, so let's dive on in. Obviously, we got Wednesday. So let's deal with Wednesday first. And it was lovely to see you last night, of course. I think it was a very good night. Nice to see everybody there. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
It was a great night. Yes, I did. I really enjoyed being able to talk with different leaders in the business, especially Frank Schmaley and David Belmar. Had a great conversation with both of them, so that was wonderful.
So would you recommend all the people listening to this call who are in the DFW area, of course, do you reckon they should come?
Absolutely. We got lots of fun surprises at the meeting, just in the people that we were able to associate with and that sort of thing. So just some really special things that you're not necessarily going to hear unless you're sitting right next to someone at dinner. So anyway, Frank had some interesting stories to share about people that have reached the next level that are they're able to give more to their community and that sort of thing. So it was really interesting to hear all of those sorts of stories.
And you nailed it. I have to say that probably most of my best training was in there's meetings after the meetings, you know, when we get together after the business presentations, or in, you know, when there are events and we just are sitting around all together and there are MCs and NCs all sitting together. And some of the best training I got was when you sat next to someone, you know, who's been in the business a long time, and you can be, you know, ask them about real specifics that you can't usually get in training. So I'm a big fan of those events. That's why I hold them, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. So those who are listening on the call, those who are listening on the call who are in the DFW area, please come. It's the first Wednesday of every month. I promote it on the EC Riders Facebook page. So if you want to find out about it, by all means, it's open to everybody, every team. There's nothing specific as to whose team you're in. You can just come along and enjoy yourself, and it really is. It's very well worth. It's social, you know. It's a fun night, but it's by default. There's a whole bunch of training in there too, so it's great.
Right, very loose in structure, but you learn a lot by reading between the lines. So
you were so succinct in me getting on my soapbox and talking for 2 minutes. You did it in one line. That's just because women are smarter than men. You know, we've just got to face that fact. You know, you're just so much smarter.
We kind of are. I'm just kidding. No.
All right, so let's dive on in. Let's talk about Wednesday night. How did things go on Wednesday?
Okay, I invited Amy to take a look at the business, and she watched the video. I talked to her a little bit about it. Right now, timing's a little bit off. She just sent her daughter to college, but I'm thinking within the next 4 to 6 weeks. I'm hoping by the end of September, so we can cash in on some of those bonuses, that she'll be ready to take the leap into that opportunity. So with Gwen,
just 1 second. Real quick on Amy. Real quick. Did you manage to get to ask her to be a customer?
I did. She is currently in a contract that ends in November. So technically I can make her a customer, but I would really like to kind of wait it out for about a week or so and just see if she can become her own first customer, since we can put them in, you know, a little while in advance. So.
And do you mind if I call you out on something? I don't know if what the answer is, but I'm going to ask you a question that's going to call you out a little bit. Are you doing
Okay.
three-way calls with these appointments?
I am not. I'm not actually with Amy. I did not. And the reason being, she was at a function tonight that Michelle was also at. So if she had any questions, I introduced them in a way that if she had any questions, she could ask those to Michelle face-to-face and that sort of thing. So I did not utilize the three-way call, but I did introduce them in a way that if she had questions, she could ask those questions of Michelle.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why I'm asking is because you have a lot of natural talent. And the problem with people with a lot of natural talent is they can pretty much do it themselves. You know most of the answers, not all of them, but most of the answers. And you know how to, you have the posture and you have this wonderful personality and this ability to be able to, show why it makes sense. And that's awesome. That's great. And that's a talent that you should absolutely nurture. However, and you know where I'm going to go on this, you've got to make sure that whatever you do is duplicatable. Most of the people you recruit will not have your talent. And so, they need to see that you do three-way calls, because then they will do three-way calls, because they, when it gets to that last part where they've seen the business and they're umming and ahhing, not umming and ahhing as to, it's not really for me. It's just some people need some help to make a decision. They do want to do it. They want to do it. They want to buy the car. They want to get into the business. They want to, dye their hair purple or whatever it is. But sometimes you just need a little help to say, you know what, purple hair would look great on you. It's just sometimes you need that little gentle shove, and you do that, as I say, naturally. But a lot of people will not be able to do that, and so the reason why I was asking that question was, again, not to call you out, obviously, to be mean, but just to remind you that in the process is, written list, invitation, presentation, validation, which is a three-way call, to get questions answered, even if you know the answers yourself, and even, excuse me, even if they actually join the business, even if they join the business, still do a three-way call to introduce them to your upline. It really helps. And again, it's just kind of like a bit of a default. And again, you and I are from traditional businesses. I was more in a sales field like you, and this is a new thing for us. It took a few kicks up the butt from Miriam Wado to get me to do three-way calls, and now I do them on every presentation I do. So I'm passing that Miriam Wado gentle kick up the bottom to make sure that you're doing it too.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Duly noted.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's Amy. So that's good. Let's, obviously she's I guess a short drip list. So we can purge her.
Right. I don't think it's a lack of desire. I don't think it's a lack of getting what we do. I think it's just a question of resource. She's got 3 kids. She's a single mom. She just sent one off to college. So I think it's just going to be a little bit of planning to make that initial investment. And I think that she's going to be good to go.
Okay, awesome. All right, next.
It was Gwen, and I was not able to get some face-to-face contact with her. I ended up having to leave her a message, which I know is not ideal, but I followed up with her today, and we are going to breakfast tomorrow.
Okay, a message is fine. Just don't talk about anything in the business. Just, the purpose of the message is to get her to call you back and nothing else. Maybe just say like something important I want to talk to you about, give me a call back, put a bit of urgency in there. But no, a message is fine. Okay, and you're going to speak to her tomorrow, you say?
Right. We're going to breakfast. She's not 100% aware that it's a business presentation, but that's what we're going to do.
Okay. Tomorrow a.m. All right. Awesome. Okay. That was, I guess, Wednesday? Or was
yes.
Okay, cool.
That was for Wednesday. And then today I briefly spoke with Deborah over the phone. We were not able to set up a time this week, but I think we're going to meet on Tuesday of next week. She said she was available for coffee then, so I'm hoping to present the business to her then at that point. And just a refresher, she's the software developer that works very closely with my current company, and we don't have an incredibly close friendship or relationship, but she is someone that I feel could be very successful in this business. She has a really strong business acumen. She engages people very well. And so I've reached out to her, and we're going to be able to sit down on Tuesday to just kind of discuss some things.
How did the invite go with that one?
I really just told her that I was involved in a new project. I felt like it was something that she might be interested in. I did lead with a line that you suggested, like, are you open? I know you're incredibly successful in your field. Are you open to looking to new streams of income? And she was like, well, always, absolutely, I am.
Awesome.
So she was not available, of course, today or tomorrow, but she is available next week. So we're going to sit down on Tuesday and hopefully be able to bring her into the business.
Good job. Okay, cool. All right. What next?
And then Valerie, I just had to leave a message for her. I was not able to make contact with her. So I left her a message and told her for sure I would see her on Sunday, but just wanted to visit with her about her plans after baby and that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm hoping to get in touch with her before Sunday, but at the very, very latest, it's going to be Sunday.
Okay, cool. And that's everybody so far that we have invitations for. Do we need to do more invitations?
I really feel like the other two on the list, one is a leasing agent for an apartment complex. One is someone that I've been friends with for a long time that has been involved in a couple of different streams of business, and I feel like he will be a natural. So I don't really feel like we need to rehash invitations. I think with him, it's going to be more of an opinion approach. And then
Awesome.
with Christina, who is more of, she's an apartment leasing agent, and obviously I'll be happy to take her customers, but if I can recruit her as a consultant, I think that would ultimately be fantastic. You know, I think that business is just going to make sense to her, and so taking more of a direct approach with her is probably going to be the best. Okay,
awesome. And that's fine. And I have to say that's very encouraging to hear, because the purpose of doing this is so that you can create invites for yourself, you know, obeying the 5 rules that we always talk about. If you can do that. But I still would suggest, even though you're comfortable and we're not going to go through them together, write the invites down still, both for your own benefit. It stops you, you know, talking too much. Again, I don't think you're going to have that problem. But again, we're in the business of duplication. Everything you do, your team will do. So, so yeah, we don't need to do the invites. I totally trust that that you'll completely nail that. But what I'm really pleased is that, you know, as I say, the purpose of this call is that so that the people listening in, and obviously you as well, can actually, you know, create them themselves with their own accountability partners and stuff. But again, just make sure you follow the same rules. Go with with the 5 rules, you know, for yourself as a guideline, but write it down just so that it's there as a guide for you when you actually make the call, and that'll be fine.
Okay.
Cool. Was there anything else that you needed to discuss tonight?
I think we're in good shape. I'm hoping to have good news to deliver tomorrow night.
We like that. Oh dear, excuse me. I need to wrap up in front of the fire with a nice lemon and honey drink, I think. Poor little sausage. All right, my lovely, thank you so much for getting on the call. It's a little later tonight, but again, as I said earlier on the call, flexibility is important. And even if you miss a day, you catch up on the following day. So like a diet, you know, if you're on a diet and you accidentally have one day where you grab some chocolate or a piece of pizza, you can make up for it the day after that. And trust me, I live by those rules. Obviously,
that's right.
You know me. All right, my lovely. Well, thank you so much again. A good day. Good stuff with Amy, Gwen, and Deborah. You know, both that you're going to be seeing at some point in the future. And Val, obviously, we're going to wait for that. And I'm really excited to hear about how your other 2 invites go tomorrow. So, good deal. All right, my lovely. So I'll see you tomorrow. And just text me what time that we need to get on the phone together.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
All right, lovely. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now.